Welcome to the latest episode of GNV Next, a look at the City of Gainesville's community-centered initiatives, programs, events, and people. I'm Andrew Meeker from the Gainesville Community Reinvestment Area, and this is an exciting time for Gainesville as we reinvent the new American city. In this episode, we'll take a look at a joint research project between the city and the University of Florida designed to make our roadways and intersections safer. We'll visit one of Gainesville's beautiful nature parks and much more. But first, let's take a look at another project which will also make it safer for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers, the recently completed South Main Street renovation. The South Main Street Improvement Project, the construction began in January of 2018, but really the project inception dates back many years before that. It dates back to when we were still in the design and envisioning process of Depot Park. And so in doing so, the community told us a lot of things were priorities for them. And what it was our job to do is try to kind of find where that consensus was and where that balance to then meet the needs of all of the different user groups through here. So not only were we able to underground the overhead utility lines, then we were also able to at the same time make the sidewalks wider, plant nearly 200 trees along this corridor, adding enhanced bicycle facilities. So you can see at some of these critical conflict zones, there's green paint on the ground to not only alert the bicyclist, but also alert the motorist as well. Those types of things, putting in what's called an RRFB, basically it's a pedestrian activated signal that when you're in a crosswalk, you can push that button, it will alert those motorists that a pedestrian is in the crosswalk and that they should yield and then stop for those pedestrians crossing the street. If you haven't been down here in a few years, honestly, you may not recognize this corridor. It is quite compelling, the amount of not only public investment that has happened, but also private investment that has occurred within this short time frame.
The revitalization in this area is just amazing because it just brings more people to the area and more people will learn about us. I just think it's the perfect area for it.
We're very proud to be able to make this investment. So not only supporting Depot Park, not only supporting the larger community, but also these neighborhoods like Porter's, communities like Spring Hill that are within the area, and showing our dedication and our investment to this area and these communities. Still to come, we'll take a look at a joint City and University of Florida road safety project currently underway and preview the upcoming Hoggetowne Medieval Faire.
From river waves to quiet springs, in Gainesville, we have a special connection with the water. But to enjoy it for decades to come, we have to take action now. Incorrect disposal of plastics and non-compostable materials are a major threat to both land and sea, crowding landfills, waterways, and even impacting our food. We invite you to rethink waste in Gainesville. Start by bringing a reusable bag when shopping at the grocery store or farmer's market. Or rethink using single-use plastic straws. Little changes can have a lasting impact in our community. And with your help, we can minimize pollution now and for future generations. For more information, visit zerowastegnv.com and let's rethink waste together in 2020.
serving our community is something we can all do.
Volunteer to serve our Gainesville.
And make a difference in the process.
There are many organizations in our community that could use your time. Whether you're a student, a parent, or a friend, no matter your age and interests, there is an opportunity for everyone to volunteer. ServeGNV.org is a website that matches volunteers with organizations and issues they care about. Get involved and make a difference. Volunteer today. Serve our Gainesville. ServeGNV.org.
Remember, celebrate, and envision. Gainesville 150 is a year-long commemoration of the City of Gainesville's incorporation in 1869. Join us as we remember our history, celebrate the present, and envision our future with exhibitions, public art, concerts, block parties, and community conversations, all concluding with a citywide celebration in April 2020. Share your Gainesville stories with Self-Narrate and the Story Cycle. View 150 powerful and intimate portraits of our young people in the Synchronica Framing Time exhibition in the galleries at the historic Thomas Center. To learn more about these events and our history, visit Gainesville150.org.
Intersections are where all modes of transportation meet. Now, University of Florida researchers in the City of Gainesville are collaborating on a new project to improve roadway safety by studying high-risk intersections in order to make changes before accidents occur.
The city and the University of Florida have received a grant from the National Science Foundation, Smart Connected Communities program, to research ways to make intersections and roadways safer for pedestrians, bicyclists, and all modes of transportation.
Researchers at the Herbert Wertheim College of Engineering, UF Transportation Institute, and the city's Department of Mobility will apply advanced video processing and artificial intelligence to produce predictive risk models not yet seen in the United States by focusing on near misses at intersections.
We can calculate near misses, which will help us rank order the safety of even intersections which do not have a history of crashes. So it helps us to understand the safety problem a little bit more holistically, and the agencies can use this information to prioritize where they need to invest in terms of improvements. The city will provide a lot of access to their infrastructure, so we will have videos installed at the intersections. We will also have any other traffic metrics that they are collecting available to us.
Using that information, we are able to collect things like, were there any near misses on that intersection? Are pedestrians jaywalking on that intersection?
The research will employ innovative technologies such as video cameras using edge computing to provide real-time data recording and processing.
So our end goal is that we will be able to put those kind of processors at the intersection itself, collect the video, process it right there, only send that information to a central computer like a cloud, and then be able to process it there.
To ensure privacy, only the data collected will be processed and saved.
Individuals are not identified. We are only focusing on the trajectories which are relevant to understanding the safety of the intersections.
Vision Zero is a national initiative aimed at reducing the number of accidents and fatalities to hopefully zero. In 2018, over 40,000 people in the U.S. lost their lives due to traffic accidents, and the City of Gainesville recorded over 1,800 accidents at intersections. The city is optimistic this research will allow it to meet its Vision Zero goal of reducing traffic injuries and deaths in half by 2025.
One of the 4 planks of Vision Zero is the use of technology and helping technology inform design. And so through this National Science Foundation grant, we're able to deploy and use technology, which will then help us understand the data better, which will help us design better systems and ultimately keep people safer and bring deaths and serious injuries down to zero.
One of the goals of this project is to create solutions that can be replicated and low cost in order to help communities across the country address dangerous intersections and improve traffic patterns.
Most of the software we develop is in the open source arena. People can reuse it at least for non-commercial purposes so that others can learn from whatever we observe, we find.
It is a fairly new area of research. Near misses as a metric of safety is emerging. The lack of data has been one of the big reasons why we have not invested so much. With the advances in technology as well as in analytics, it is now possible to scale this up.
The city and the university already have a strong history of working together on transportation safety issues. Our level of community engagement and the relationships that we have built over the past several years with the National Science Foundation really have given them the confidence that this partnership can produce intellectual merit that the rest of the country can benefit from.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at the many exciting and innovative projects going on in Gainesville. Before we go, I'd like to mention some recent changes in my department. The Gainesville Community Redevelopment Agency has transitioned into a city department called the Gainesville Community Reinvestment Area. Our name may have changed, but our mission remains the same, to increase the vibrancy of our urban core. We have combined 4 redevelopment areas into one, which will give us more flexibility in helping underserved areas. To learn more about these changes, visit GainesvilleCRA.com. We leave you now with a look at the 34th Annual Hoggetowne Medieval Faire, taking place over 3 consecutive weekends beginning January 18th. Thanks for watching, and join us again to see what's going on in GNV Next.
The Hoggetowne Medieval Faire is moving to an exciting 3 weekends for the first time this year. We'll actually open the weekend of January 18th and 19th. The fun will continue the 25th and 26th, and then our final weekend will be January 31st through February 2nd. To celebrate this new weekend, we actually have a few fun new activities that we are planning to go along that opening weekend. We're going to have a belly dance contest, a costume contest. If you haven't ever been to the Hoggetowne Faire, you definitely need to attend the joust and the living chessboard, as well as several of our gypsy dancers, barely balanced. We have fire breathers, fire eaters, and a whole lot of fun jugglers and comedy. So it's a great time to be had by all.